All right, everybody. Starting off with a bang here. Welcome to Tabletop Bob. We got 2 intros today. Perfect. All right, so this is, if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Bob. I'm going to be your dungeon master for tonight. I have a wonderful group here, and my friend Randall as well. So we're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons for the first time with a crew of win-at-all-cost 40K players. Highly competitive, ultra-competitive, whack 40K players playing D&D 5e. How you doing, everybody?
All right.
Good.
Feel good?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a couple things before we begin and then introduce the characters and see what they're all about. If you're watching us right now, you're watching either on YouTube or on Twitch. So I need you to do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, go to that subscribe button, hit it. You'll thank yourself later. Also, don't forget to set the reminders by hitting the bell icon. And if you're on Twitch, give me a follow. It's all free, so do it. And let's talk a little about what you can see on my channel. So this is Dungeons & Dragons, Warhammer 40K players play D&D, the second installment of this series. But I have a lot of other games. I have Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden every Tuesday night. I've got a horror-themed campaign called Supernatural 20. I've got The Keep on the Borderlands, the classic Gary Gygax original version converted to 5th edition with some other Warhammer players that actually play on Fritz and Chris. So there's a lot to watch, a lot to see, and all those links are down in the description. All right, so today we've got 4 people that have never played D&D 5e, and even beyond that, their experience is pretty limited. So let's go around the table and tell us a little bit about you and your character. Let's start with Dan.
Hey, everybody. My name's Dan. I will be playing a character called Sir Melvin Dogood, who is a human paladin with a, he is a noble of noble birth and kind of has a very narrow, let's say, rigid view of morality, very kind of out of touch, black and white perspective on the world. So I'm really looking forward to trying out this character in this tonight's campaign.
Awesome. And someone who really gets along with other people is what you're saying. All right, let's jump down to Ed.
How you doing? My name is Ed Miller. I am playing a human barbarian. My name is Hugh Jarms, and I'm the patriarch of my family tribe. Life was spent protecting our village, leading hunts, and carving out the existence in an unforgiving tundra. A harsh but fulfilling experience.
Oh, I love
that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know you weren't done. Go.
I wasn't done. That is until
ahead.
One day when a cursed hornet stung my firstborn son, sending him into an enchanted sleep. Faced with the crisis no axe could solve, I set out to find the antidote that will heal my grandson. With no clear direction of where else to turn, I'm forging ahead to the enemy itself, the belly of the cursed hive, where its queen awaits, entering unknown territory, armed with nothing but ironclad resolve and my battle-worn axes. None could stand in my way. My greatest obstacle, it seems, is my own demons, the trauma of perceived failure in protecting my family being so great that even the sight of a flying insect will send me into a blind rage.
Oh,
the
Jesus.
Ferocity of these episodes has gained much notoriety that even the furthest corners of the realm have heard of these stories, causing all to hear, to tremble at even the mention of my name, Hugh Jarms.
Well, damn. Nice job, Ed.
Who wrote that?
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
It's like the smart kid in class presented, and you're like, oh, I didn't prepare for this at all.
Yeah.
Well, that was excellent, Ed, and I'm glad that you thought about the background a little bit, even if it was your daughter's creation. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, she helped me out.
Hopefully that doesn't the background doesn't hurt you in this adventure at all. We'll see.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, let's jump up to Trevor.
I'm Trevor, everyone. I'm playing a halfling monk named Juan Sanchez-Villalobos Ramirez. To keep it very simple, I am Hugh Jarms' estranged stepson, and I'm keeping company with him because we're concerned about his onset dementia. He has craziness and bouts of delusions of grandeur. So we're just making sure, and the occasional adult diaper change is needed.
Oh, how dare you?
Oh,
I
excellent.
was going to say his incontinence might be an
Yep.
issue.
Yeah. Hey, that's a weapon. That could be a ranged weapon.
It could be-
Okay.
Not incontinence, my flatulence.
Oh, fantastic. All right. And then finally, we go to Randall.
All right. Well, I don't know. I might be in conflict with Ed here. I didn't know he was going to make that whole thing. I'll just read what I wrote here.
What else is
So
new?
my character's name is Greth 600 Eyes. Greth Verhorten lived among the primitive human tribes of Andenwald in a time of great cultural and religious upheaval. The cult of the Golden Ox had rapidly gained such influence and power that they were able to convert most of the population to the newfound religion and usurp the rule of the local chieftains and priests. Greth had no choice but to join the cult of the Golden Ox to avoid persecution and violent reprisal. When he came of age, it was expected that Greth make a pilgrimage across the desert to the temple of Mokindi. Only then could he become fully initiated and receive the blessings of the benevolent Gilded Ox. After 3 days of journeying, Greth and his companions were waylaid by a party of desert horsemen raiders looking to rob the pilgrims of the offerings they carried. Greth was the only one who managed to escape the raid and found refuge in a small cave at the base of a mountain. Later that night, a sandstorm swept across the dunes that lasted several days. Greth was unable to leave the safety of the cave and suffered greatly from exhaustion and dehydration. As he lay there helpless, a small scorpion crawled up his arm. In the grips of starvation, Greth reluctantly devoured the head and claws of the scorpion. Moments after he took his first bite, he experienced an otherworldly vision. Millions of creeping, crawling insects emerged from underneath to carry him out of the cave
Oh,
and up
God.
the sharp, unclimbable rocks of the mountain. The vision continued, and when he reached the top of the mountain, he saw an enormous glowing maggot larva in the sky
Holy.
above. The larva burst open, and a gigantic moth emerged, showering glittering dust and ether upon him. This awakened his nascent druidic power and set him on a new path. As his understanding grew, he discovered he was able to communicate with many different insect species. With this communication, he is able to witness events and gain information from creatures that are barely seen or noticed, giving him the nickname 600 Eyes.
Oh, damn.
I thought I was long-winded.
But you are going to be in conflict, so you love insects.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
If it flies, it dies.
Well, I am more than thrilled with these characters and their backgrounds. So let's jump into the game today. Today we're playing a 1988 Dungeon Magazine adventure called At the Spottle Parlor. So let's go in to the woods. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. So the adventure begins. You've been traveling through the lush forests of the Wendarian Ranges, north of the fabled city of Galantry. The sun has just set. Tired from a long day's journey, the party is looking for a place to camp along the beautiful blue pines. Now, no sooner than you've located a suitable spot along the path, do you hear the sound of a cry for help, followed by a scream. The scream is coming from the south. You estimate perhaps a couple of hundred feet away. What do you do?
I want to run after the scream. See
All right,
what
so-
it is.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
go
Hugh.
help whoever's in danger, in trouble.
So Hugh and Sir Melvin react quickly and run right towards the sound of danger. Juan and Greth, do you follow along, or do you do something while you move along the trail?
Follow along at a 6-foot distance, not right behind them.
Okay, so you want to be a space or two behind them.
Right.
Got it.
Socially distanced.
Social
Yes.
distance.
Of course. Randall?
Yeah, people are always in trouble. People die all the time, It's not nothing we have to be hasty about.
Yeah, you adventurers, you do a lot.
Walk a little, just leisurely walk over
Sure.
in that direction.
I turned backward and glared disapprovingly.
I keep
At-
running.
At Greth?
At Greth.
Okay. Good. All right, so everybody, I changed the map here. Can you place your characters to the top left corner of the map? You can drag them in again.
I guess to represent the order that we're in or whatever.
Yep. We'll have the two fighters in the front, and we'll have Ed. I got your character.
Oh,
Two fighters in the front, and then the two people who are going slower in the back. All right. So you enter into this other clearing here. You can see there's a campfire that's just burned out. So you can see the embers still glowing. You also see that there is a fat, pot-bellied dwarf who is in the center of the clearing near the fire, surrounded by 4 goblin raiders. The goblins look menacingly at him, and then when you approach, their attention turns towards the party. We're going to roll initiative here. So everyone roll a d20, and you're going to add your dexterity to this. It may also be on your character sheets as initiative, but one or the other will work.
I roll a d20
Yep.
plus the dexterity.
Yep. So I'm seeing like Randall rolled a 12.
All right, you got to
So
remind
what's-
me how to
Oh.
do that.
Is it
Oh.
it's
You go to
just plus
d20
2,
and then
right?
2.
It should be +2 for you. Yes, your dexterity's +2.
Okay.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, I
That's
see.
okay. Ed, you're good. Take the first roll. So 16 plus your dexterity of, and I have it here for you.
It's 2.
It's 2? Okay, so that's going to be a total of 18 for Ed. And Randall, you got a total of 14?
14.
Dan, you figured it out?
Yep, I got it.
And what's your total? An 18?
18, yeah.
I'm going to put you below Ed because your modifier is lower. And Trevor, you got a 17?
Plus 3, I'm at a 20.
Oh, so Trevor, you're going first. So Juan, the order is Juan, Hugh, Sir Melvin, and Greth. Why don't we start with you, Trevor? Go ahead. You can move and take an action on your turn. And if you have bonus actions, you can do that too.
Let me just make sure I don't have any bonus actions. I don't think I have any bonus actions. I think. So, could I move through this guy? Because I am nimble.
You can move through, yeah, and these are your friends, so you can always move through a friendly
I
square.
can always move through a friend. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I will go to the left side of Hugh's arms and sit slightly behind him and use him a little bit as a human shield.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And you're gonna wait for enemies to approach. Do you have a ranged weapon?
I have. Okay, let's see.
You do.
Arm strike. I have a dart. Yes, it is
wanna-
range attack +5 to hit. Range is 20/60 feet.
Yep. So within 20 feet, you have normal attacks. If you have within 60, you'll have disadvantage, and you are 20 feet from him, so you can attack from here normally. Go ahead.
Okay. So
Roll a d20. Mhm. And just as a preface, we did go over the basic rules for the viewers with these people, but you know, it's hard to remember all the rules the first time you're playing, so we'll go a little slow.
I got an 18.
Oh, that's excellent. And you're adding your +5, so that's a 23. Your arrow, or excuse me, your dart strikes true into the chest of this goblin. Roll your damage.
D20 again.
No, sorry. The damage is 1d4.
1d4. Yeah,
Yep.
So it's single d4.
Wow, nice. So, Trevor, you actually kill this goblin. How does he die?
Arrow directly through the eyes, clutching at his head in agony as he collapses to the ground,
Yeah.
screaming.
He screams, grabs his eye socket, collapses to the floor. I'm gonna put an X over him. He is dead. His body is right there. All right, we jump down to Ed.
So we don't see the.
Marty.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to move forward.
Wait, what did you do, Trevor? You shot him with an arrow or something?
Threw a dart and went right
Oh,
through
you
his
threw
eye.
a dart at him?
Yep. I had some ad-mech shooting.
Oh,
That's right. Little nerf today.
you just deleted him in one turn? Deleted his Mortarian in one turn?
I pointed at it and it said, pick that up off the table, please.
All right, Ed, I see you moved.
Yeah, move forward, and I want to toss an axe. I want to.
Sure. At which goblin or the dwarf? Your choice.
Don't hit the dwarf. You're gonna throw it at the dwarf.
Actually, can I talk to the dwarf first?
You can, as long as it's something quick. You have the round is supposed to be simulating about 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna go after the orc.
Sure. You can,
So,
though, as a free action, shout out something like, run, get to cover, something like that. That would be free. It wouldn't take an action.
And do Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're gonna yell, "Get down."
Yeah. I'll be back. All
So
right,
you
I'm
want
gonna-
to roll your d20 to see if you hit with the axe. So you got a 9. And what's your total with your bonus to your axe?
9. It would be 13.
13.
Plus 5.
And that hits the goblin. Roll your damage.
D4.
For the throwing axe, it's actually even better. It's a d6.
Nice.
Oh my
Got a
goodness.
6.
All right, Ed, you can describe how you kill this goblin.
I throw my axe, hits him right square between the eyes, splits his head open.
Nice.
Like-
Fragments of bone fly up in the air as
Flying
you
out.
hit him. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your turn. Now we go to Sir Melvin.
All right. How do I know how far I can move?
Humans can move 30 feet unless you have a special ability that lets you move faster, which you don't.
Okay. I guess my question is, how far can I move and still throw my javelin?
Well, you can move up to 30 feet, and then your javelin has a range of 30 with
Okay,
normal.
so I can move my full distance and still do my thing. Okay.
Exactly, yep.
And sorry, how far are each of the squares? Like,
5 feet,
5.
so you get 6 squares
Okay.
to move. Yep.
okay, so if I go, and that's like diagonally. It's also
It does
5 feet
not
if I move-
count more.
Okay, got it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go there, and then I will throw a javelin at the nearest goblin.
Sure.
I gotta roll for that, right?
Yes,
I have
D20
plus
to hit.
5 to hit.
Oh my gosh. 20. Dan, you strike true. Roll your damage. The javelin is also a d6.
All right.
All right, and you're going to add 3 to that. This goblin takes 7 points of piercing damage as he gets skimmed by the javelin. Your javelin is somewhere in his square now. You could pick it up later if you'd like. The goblin, though, does not fall down. He's still up, but he looks like you hit him pretty good. He's bleeding out. So he's not happy about this, but he's not unconscious yet. All right, now the goblins are going to go. This goblin is going to nurse his wounds a bit, take out a longbow instead of his sword, and start to head towards the ridge line of the tree. And he'll fire at you, Sir Melvin. This other goblin is going to charge at Hugh, which may not be the best idea, but he doesn't look too bright. So we're going to go with those 2 attacks now. I'll roll this one out in the open here. Let's go with the first one, arrow towards Sir Melvin. Ooh, a 5. He gets a total of 9. That's not going to hit you, Dan, because your AC is pretty high. And Ed, what's your armor?
Armor is 14, right? Is that dexterity?
It should say armor class is actually the first stat on the
Oh.
stat block.
Armor, light armor, medium armor, shields.
It should be above that at the very top of the box.
Oh, 14. Yeah, 14.
14. You were right, though. Yeah, your dex is also a 14, but the armor is because of your unarmored defense. You're a barbarian. You've got a good agility when you're not wearing armor, or armor like that, the leather or whatever it was, whatever one you had. So you take the shot, but it bounces off you, or it just misses you, whichever you'd like to imagine it as.
That's
The
right.
goblin, yeah, he slices at you, but it doesn't even hurt you, or you just shrug it off, something like that. No damage.
What was that?
a little scimitar that he had. Randall, Greth is up.
Okay, so am I 30 feet from any of these goblins?
You're not 30 feet, but you could definitely get closer to maybe be within a range to attack.
Okay.
I will show you where you are. So you're right here.
Oh, there's like a ruler.
There's the snap tool. You have it as well. You can do center, and it'll show you how far away each square is.
Okay,
30
so how
feet
much
to
can I
get you-
move in one turn?
You can move 30 feet because you're a human as well. 30 can
alright.
get you to here about, or here next to the dwarf.
Okay, is the dwarf like? Is
Yeah,
he just standing there, or is he tied up or something, or what?
That's a
what's
good
going on
question.
with him?
He's actually
He's running away.
He's actually not running.
dwarf.
He's kind of just sitting there, kind of has his head on a swivel, turning around, looking at the melee around him. But he looks scared. He definitely looks frightened, and he's got all of his belongings. Some of it's falling out of his knapsack, and others like pots and pans that he was probably using. He's got them in his arms.
Oh, his belongings. All right. Anyway, I'm going to save Ed.
What?
It looks like he needs saving over there. I'm going to save Ed by casting my Thorn Whip at this goblin right in front of him. That is a cantrip spell that I can use at will.
Who's
How do I
will?
cast that?
You just do it. So Thorn Whip is a spell attack. So it would treat
Okay.
it almost like a regular attack roll.
Regular
You'd be rolling a
attack.
d20.
So I'm just going to roll a d20 and see what happens.
Yep, and you add your bonus, which I believe is 5.
Oh,
Useless.
Ugh.
so I get an 8.
Fail.
You get an 8, and unfortunately, 8 is not enough to hit the goblin.
Going to use
He-
a command point reroll.
If only.
They have those in these games?
They
have
actually do. They actually do. Yeah. You don't have any yet.
Mediocre.
Oh, I don't have any?
No, you're no.
Okay.
You don't have an.
Well,
It's
my
called
turn- my turn's
inspiration.
over. My turn is over then.
All right,
Hey,
back to the
Randall.
top of the order. Trevor.
Okay, so can I move and throw, or is that like
Yes,
does it take away abilities? Does it?
Nope, you can move and throw. You always get a movement and an action on your turn.
Okay, so I will move up to just before where the dead goblin is currently sitting,
Got it.
and using his half dead body, I will use slight cover. I will throw another dart far across to the goblin that's kind of poking into the woods a little bit.
Kind of like in this position here.
You got it, right? I'll try to split the gap and throw it right across from me.
Go for it.
So that's a 21.
21. And it was at this one, right? The one fighting Ed?
No, far into the forest.
Oh, the far. Oh, okay. Well, there's you have to do me one more thing then. I thought you were talking about this goblin.
That's fine.
Since this one's a farther distance, it's in your disadvantage range. You need to roll another d20. You'll take the lower result.
Gotcha.
It's still
So
pretty
13,
good.
18.
That's going to hit. And since this
Okay.
one only had 1 hit point left, any amount of damage is going to kill it.
Gotcha.
So this one also goes down with another dart to the eye socket.
Okay.
All right, so that's Trevor, and then we got Ed. Hugh.
I'm gonna run up to this guy. Which am I already engaged?
You are already engaged. Yep.
I'm gonna take out my great axe and I'm gonna cleave him with my great axe.
Oh boy. Randall, you're never going to hear the end of this if he kills this goblin.
Since Randall failed,
You kidding me? I'm carrying this team on my back.
2d20,
Your little halfling
right?
black, yeah. Go ahead.
What is it?
A d20 first, and you're going to add your attack bonus, which, if you look on your character sheet under the attack, it's 5.
9 plus 5.
That is still a
That's
hit.
14.
Yep.
Hit.
Now, the
Damage.
axe is big damage here, Ed. It's a d12.
Is
Oh,
it
no.
2d6? 2d6.
Oh, actually, you don't have a great axe. Sorry, did you say great axe? You have a great sword.
Yeah, great sword, I meant. Great
Sorry.
sword, sorry.
That's correct.
2d6.
Yeah.
+3.
7. Ooh, this one's hanging on barely.
Mm.
All right, we go to Melvin.
All right. I'm gonna go in for the kill. So I'm gonna move
Do it,
there, and
Melvin.
I'm going to swing at him with my longsword. Let's see here. So that +5,
Ooh. So total of?
12.
That is not going to do it either. Who's going to be the hero here?
Oh man, Randall,
This
your
goblin.
chance again.
Seeing all of his friends around him die, he's going to use what's called a disengage action so he can leave combat without getting attacked. And he's going to move his 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet towards the ridgeline. We go to Randall next.
Okay. Well, since the Thorn Whip didn't work, I guess I'll try my melee attack. So I'm gonna run. Can I run up to this guy and attack him?
Yep, you have the range.
Okay, here we go. So I have what do I have? A scimitar and a dagger or something?
That is correct.
Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'll have a bonus action, 2-weapon fighting.
I like where this is going.
So where am I I do a d20?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So the scimitar strikes true. You get to roll your d6. And as we said before, since this is the last hit point on this goblin, he's dead. Oh, good thing he had 1 hit point.
Ooh.
Good thing.
So I whip out my scimitar, I brandish it out a little bit, swirl it around.
Oh,
I do a little twirl, and then I just hits the goblin's neck, and his head just goes and just pops right off.
he's getting fancy.
Scimitar now down.
Here.
Just goes
Excellent.
flying into the sky.
Simmer
right.
down now with that scimitar.
All right. So, combat is over. All the enemies are killed. We're gonna jump out of initiative order now. All right. So everybody, you can talk freely, act freely. Tell me what you'd like to do.
I want to ask that dwarf what his mission is.
He says, "Thank you, adventurers. My name is Buford Shabin, and what are your names?"
I'm Hugh Jarms.
I can see that.
What is
I am
your
Sir
name,
Melvin
though?
Dogood.
Sir Melvin. Thank you, Sir Melvin. Hugh, thank you.
I cautiously decide not to speak to him and just, sit back and listen to the conversation go on. I'm a little suspicious of the dwarf.
Fair enough. He kind of just nods at you in respect. Randall?
I will introduce myself as Greth, and then I will cast Detect Magic.
Ooh, okay. So, Detect Magic is one of your first level spells, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You can only cast one more in the day, if I'm not mistaken.
One more Detect Magic or one more spell?
One more spell. So, do you
Okay,
want
forget
to
it.
do that?
Forget it.
Just double checking for you, but I believe it's 2 first level spells per day. No, it's 3. It's 3. So, do you still want
Yeah,
to
that's
do
fine.
it?
Forget it. No. Fuck.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So the dwarf looks over at all of you, picks up all the goods, the pots and pans that are clanging around, puts them away, and he says, "As I said, my name is Buford, and I work for Bradburtness. He's my employer. In fact, I was out here searching for heroes like yourself, and you came to my rescue. Wretched things, these goblins." He kind of pulls up his pants a bit. His belly kind of folds over it. And he says, "I'm here to extend an invitation on behalf of Bradburt for you to come to his home and honor him with the pleasure of your company for an evening of Spottle."
And food and
Of
drink.
course. Absolutely. Food and drink, of course, on me, because you have saved my life today.
What is this Spottle?
Spottle. Everyone can give me a history check. You can roll a d20 and see if you've heard of this game before.
I don't know
Oh.
anything. I rolled a 1. I know absolutely nothing about anything.
Yeah,
Druid of the desert doesn't know anything.
that's right. History would be intelligence, so unless you have the skill proficient, you would just add your intelligence bonus. So Ed, you may not even want to roll here, but
How
I do
dare
see-
you? I'm rolling.
I do see you got a 10 and Dan got a 5. Oh no, that was your last
I
attack.
have
Never mind.
+3. I'm proficient, so I have a 10 also.
Okay, so it looks like the highest was Trevor.
Mhm.
Trevor, you've heard of Spottle before. It's a gambling game, a dice game. You don't know how to play it, but you've heard of it before.
Yes, yes. Okay.
You've also heard of Bradbert Niss. Bradbert is a legendary thief who was retired. He must be old, like 90 years old at this point. He's retired a few decades ago, but he's known around the world for his infamous games of perhaps a Spottle and other games. But he's made a small fortune playing in his retirement. And,
I
and
like
the
retired.
dwarf says to you all, "Please, if you will come with me, you can try your hand at this wonderful game." And did you know that Bradbert was the inventor of Spottle?
Does my character know this to be true or a lie?
You can make an insight check to see if you sense anything off about him. That'll be a
Okay.
D20 plus your wisdom. And I think you have a
Okay.
good wisdom.
Let's see. Roll a 12, and my wisdom is +2, so it brings me to a 14.
Yeah. You don't sense any sort of deception on his part. In fact, he's a bit giddy. He talks about his master in this game with enthusiasm, kind of like you might about Warhammer 40K, right, Ed?
Right.
Right. All right. So the dwarf will gather his belongings and urge you to join him.
Is
Do
there
you wanna go?
anything that we want to do with the goblin bodies, or are they just worthless to us?
Let
As
the
in-
wolves have them, the dwarf says.
Let's go eat and drink.
Agreed.
Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Sure.
I'm going to move everybody to another map in a second, but as we transition here, you travel for about an hour longer, so it's dark now. Do you have any light sources?
Oh wait, before we go, can I get my javelin back?
Oh, of
Retrieve
course,
my-
yeah. I assume you
throwing
pick
weapon.
up any items that would be could potentially be left on the battlefield. So you
I
grab your
have
things.
torches. I have torches.
Okay, so we'll light up a torch, and you can lead Hugh and Buford through the woods. You travel for about an hour, and you come to a heavy iron door set in the side of a mountain cliff face. Buford produces a set of keys from his pocket and uses several of them to unlock the complex latches. He pulls the door open, and with a bow, he ushers you inside.
Do we double check that Buford follows us, or is he staying outside?
You can wait for him if you'd like, so you kind of make it that awkward, like you don't trust him, you watching him, and he'll know.
We'll make sure we wait for Buford to follow us in, at least.
He does.
Okay.
And as he does step through the door frame, he'll close it and do a bunch of latches because he looks to you and says, "There may be quite a bit of gold here tonight. We don't want anyone ruining the party." And he locks all the doors and heads in. And I'll show you the map. You can actually see this room now. It's not a big room. All right, so on roll 20 again. There you are. Place your characters in the room right here.
Can we place him anywhere, Bob, or do we put him in like
The
by
door is right here, so you can place them somewhat in the first few squares. There you go. I can get Randall and Ed's if... Oh, there's Randall. Ed, you got yours? There you go. So Buford opens the door, and inside you see a room that is obviously been hewn through the rock, and you see that it's bathed in warm glow of an elaborate brass chandelier in the center of the room. It's standing over or hanging over a large marble table with a small iron ring that protrudes from the center. The walls of this cavern are decorated with colorful silk tapestries featuring scenes of jeweled mountains and rivers of gold. You're also not the only ones here. You see 3 other figures seated already at the table. You see a grumpy-looking lizard man who is kind of just sitting there nursing a small cup of water. You see a human priest, no doubt dressed in his priestly robes. He has a very large bag, and he also has a notepad and ink and quill out. And then you see a 14-year-old acne-ridden-faced child who's also rather large, and he just seems to be staring blankly at the table. Buford walks over to the bar to fetch drinks and says, "Yes, I've already, throughout the day, invited a few others. I'm glad they've shown up. Welcome. This is Scott," and he motions to the lizard man. He just goes, and he grunts at you. In fact, he looks right at Randall, and he just stares you down, Greth. Then the priest welcomes you all and says, "Welcome. My name is Vanson, and I'm here from the Temple of Mistra. I would like to offer all of you the opportunity to donate. We're trying to create a shrine at the temple," and he holds out the bag to each of you.
No thanks, priest.
I dropped 2 copper pieces in the bag.
Thank you. What is your name, good sir?
I am Sir Melvin Dogood. And what is your name?
Oh, you are truly a good sir. My name is Vanson. Vanson, what's his last name? His name is Vanson Van Selp. And he says, as I said before, his church is looking for donations because they're looking to build a shrine. There is a shrine in the Wendarian Mountains. Then you see the little kid. Buford speaks for him. And this is, what was it, boy? Gurgi? The kid, just nods. No reaction to his face. Gurgi. All right, have a seat, everybody. Move your characters to a chair. Or you could stand if you feel inclined to. All right.
Give me a grog, dwarf.
I was going to say, you're sitting right at the bar, right there, Ed?
That's right.
Perfect. I'll just position your character. You can shift and, alt and move them, and they'll stay in a spot that's not a square. So you sit next to the priest, right, Dan?
Yes.
Okay, and you take the first seat from the empty chair in the center, Randall?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Trevor, where does Juan want to go?
Juan's gonna hang out by the back there. He's gonna keep an eye on the room, see what's going on, put out the vibe.
Fair enough. Good. Vanson continues to chew your ear off, Dan. He talks all about his church and about how he's on a mission. He jumped at the chance of coming here to play the legendary game of Spottle with its creator because he's hoping that he could turn some of the few coin that he has into the money that he needs for this shrine. And he says, "I guess this isn't exactly the way my superiors would want me to raise the money, but if I come back empty-handed, they'll make me a permanent missionary to some blight swamp. I'm sure of it."
I've been in plenty of good swamps in my time. Not that bad.
They're absolutely dreadful. A man of my means.
Afraid to get your linens dirty there, Mr. Priest?
That I am. I don't want to be. I want to be in the city, where all the people are. Don't you?
Not always. Not always. Sometimes the comfort of nature is all I need.
Yes, yes, I can smell the comfort of nature on you now. Good thing you're sitting over there.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
The lizard, you after you finish conversation, the lizard man, you see him. He's just eyes locked on you.
All right. Well, I'll say I'm happy to be joining you all here for a night of drink and merriment And then I look over to the lizard man and I say, "Have we met before, good sir?"
I don't think so. I'd remember you.
Oh, likewise. Where
Quit
do
giving
you
me-
come from?
None of your business. Quit giving me the evil eye, or else. He takes out his club and lays it down on the table, or else we're gonna go to fists. I don't even need
Hugh
this.
Jarms. Hugh Jarms stands up.
Oh boy, what do you do?
From the bar.
From the bar,
Uh-oh.
stares at the lizardman. That's my friend there, friend. Watch your
What does
tone.
he say?
He hisses at you kind of with his tongue and then picks up his glass of water, takes a sip, and stares back at the table. But you know what, Ed? Give me an intimidation check. Roll a... I'm going to give you advantage because you are of your imposing size. You're going to roll 2 dice and take the highest.
2d6?
Oh, no,
Two-
D20s.
D20?
Yeah. A 16.
16.
Yeah. You, even though your charisma is probably terrible, which is... Let's see, what is your charisma?
0.
Okay, that's not still a 16 is solid, and the lizard man will kind of mumble under his breath and just shut up for the rest of the time while you're waiting here. Buford says, Now, don't let tensions get high before the game begins. Get your gold ready because I'm gonna go and get my master. What did I say his name was? Nis Bradbert. I'm gonna go get Nis, and he steps back. There's a curtained doorway here. He heads back behind the curtained doorway, and about a minute goes by, and then he comes back into the room. And with him, he has a very old man. I'm gonna bring his token onto the screen now. There you go. Perfect. So you see the token, right?
Yeah.
Okay. An old man with a walking stick, and he's wearing, he's wearing fine clothes, like clothes of someone of nobility. Although you, knowing his history, Trevor, Juan would know that he is not of a noble family. Just he earned his fortune through thieving. He comes in slowly, walking slowly, and sits at the larger chair in the center. And he sits down and he says, "Thank you, adventurers, for coming to my Spottle Parlor. You see, I normally have the likes of royals or nobles here, and they're not much fun. I'd rather have good-hearted folk like you to spend the night with. It's not even about the money. It's about the enjoyment of the game. Wouldn't you agree?"
So
Sure.
I would say, I'm impressed by what you've built here. This is, a retired thief is able to make a game, to invent his own game to continue earning. That's a nice racket you got here.
Well, I don't see it as a racket so much as a hobby. Something to pass the time and also make a bit of coin. I assume that you've all heard of Spottle then. Is that correct?
I rolled a 1, so I haven't.
Okay, just what Juan may have mentioned to you. I don't even know if Juan has told you anything. I don't know.
Let's assume Juan on a walk gave them a brief, like, hey, this is what it is. I've heard of it. I never really played it, but this is what it is, guys.
Gotcha. Perfect. So, Nis will get settled. He calls for Buford, snaps his fingers, and Buford brings over a small case, a crate, really. And he takes out this crate, and he puts it down, and there's a little covering over. He draws the cover over, and you see inside is a toad that is about the size of a small dog. In fact, I have artwork here to show you. You should be able to see it. It should pop up
you
in front of
did
your
some
screens.
artwork. Oh,
Yeah, you see it.
Nice.
All right. So he takes out this frog, this toad, I mean, and he puts the frog onto the table, and he says, "What is it?" He says? He says this frog, or I keep saying frog. Why do I say frog? This toad is a spottle toad, a rare variety, and this one's a good one. He puts it on the
Spode.
table. You can see it's got a chain kind of collar around it, and he hooks the chain to that iron clasp that's in the center of the table. And he says, well, of course, we'll have to go over the rules and review them because I want to make sure that you all understand what you'll be betting for. Before we begin, though, I'll give you the usual warnings. He says that some guests in the past might be tempted to take advantage of my hospitality. He gestures to an iron statue in the corner of the room. You can see it right here. He says, this was a gift from the grateful citizens of Galantry. As you can see from the dust, it's been quite a while since I've had to activate it, but rest assured that it is fully operational. I think, Randall, you're the only one that casts spells here. Can you give me an Arcana check? That would be Intelligence.
That's D20.
Yep.
Is everything just a D20 unless you tell me it's not? I guess
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I probably failed.
It's-
What do you, I rolled a 4, and then on my what am I looking at on my character sheet?
It's either Arcana and Skills, but if you don't have that, it's just Intelligence. So I think you're going to fail either way, because even if it's high, it's going to be a low roll.
No, I don't have Arcana.
This is probably some suit of animated armor, or animated statue in this case, but you don't know how it works. So he motions to that statue, and then tells Juan and Hugh to sit down to explain the rules.
I join the table.
All right, move your characters towards the table, and Ed, do you want to sit between the lizard man and Randall? Oh, you want to sit in that seat? Okay. Perfect. All right, I'll just position you on the seat so it's clear on the map, yeah. Okay, great. So Juan sits, just going to go around the table clockwise, starting at the bottom. That's like the 6 o'clock position. You've got Nis, the elder Spottle Master. Then we've got Greth, Juan, the lizard man named Scod. Then we've got Hugh Jarms in the middle. We have Vanson, the priest, Sir Melvin, and then Gurgi. Gurgi looks over to you, Sir Melvin. He taps you on the shoulder, and he says, "What animal is that?"
Say, Gurgi, were you not just paying attention? That's a toad. A spottle toad.
A toad. I had a toad once.
Say, Gurgi, where are your parents? Why are you here?
You know, I don't really know. I was wandering through the woods and I found this friendly man. Oh, there he is right now. And he points to Buford. He told me to come.
Seems off. This dwarf is just randomly picking up 14-year-olds in the woods to gamble.
He says, "Do I need money?"
That's a good question. I think we should ask our esteemed host.
And you can see Nis, he looks over and he kind of rolls his eyes. And he says, "Yes, boy, you will need some coin, although I will help you a bit. Now, here's the rules. All right, now, here are the rules of Spottle. And you're actually play. We're going to literally play. And if you're watching this at home, you actually can play too. So grab your D6 and join us for a game of Spottle. So here are the rules. First thing is, the Spottle Master is in charge of all aspects of the game. His decisions are final. Players are playing against the Spottle Master. In real life, this is a very similar game to Blackjack in some respects. So that might give you a little bit of a frame of reference. So when the game starts, any round starts, each player is going to you're going to be given, Nis is giving you these, 2 D6s, 2 6-sided dice, like the size of casino dice. He tells you that the die cannot exceed the weight of a gold piece, and it may be no longer than 2 inches across. Altering the dice in any way, which includes rubbing crushed up fly powder onto the die, is illegal. By no means can you alter the dice or add substance to it. He says that you'll have one set of dice throughout the game, and because I'm feeling generous, I will give you a second if you lose them. But any after that would be a copper piece to replace. Do you understand so far?
Yes.
You can't alter the dice.
Can't alter the dice in any way.
Okay.
And no microwaving them, okay? Can't do that. Now, the second thing is at the beginning of a round, everyone gets to place an initial bet. You can pick any amount you want. There's no limit to the amount of the bet. You can also bet objects. The Spottle Master will determine their value. Once you've placed your bet and all values of objects are determined, each player is going to roll 1d6 on the table in clear sight of the Spottle Master. When all players have rolled their first dice, you'll have the Spottle Master roll. He will roll a dice. And then once all the dice are rolled and you see all the values, you'll be able to either raise your bet or hold. You can raise by doubling it. Only doubling, no more, no less. If you don't double, you stay. If you double, double it, you put up the extra money. Then every player rolls a second dice, and once the second dice is rolled, the Spottle Master will roll. Your goal is to get higher than the Spottle Master. So the only other rule that you need to know is that if you roll a 11 or a 12, that is an automatic bust. It's perils of the warp, so to speak. All right? So don't roll an 11 or a 12 and you're good. If you tie the Spottle Master, it's a push. You each get your money back. If you roll lower, you lose that bet. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna switch.
What's the importance of the toad? Does he do anything or?
Good question, Nis will say. Of course, the Spottle Toads have been trained not to take the Spottle Master's dice, although it does happen on occasion. Once the Spottle Master rolls both dice, the round is over, and you may collect your dice and winnings. Until the Spottle Master rolls that second dice, no die is allowed to be removed from the table. If at any time the toad decides to eat the dice, you lose that result in the round. These toads can digest even iron. Good luck. Now, outside of the game, I've moved you to our other map here. This is a scorecard. If you go to the left, you'll see that there's a draw paintbrush. I'm going to have each of you make sure you can go to the freehand, and you'll be able to draw on the map. You'll be able to write your bet. So, for example, if you're betting, say 2 gold pieces for the first round, you'll draw 2, like I am right here. And if you want to bet 5, you would draw it in your bet. And so on, Trevor and Randall as well. All right? And then we'll roll, and you're going to write your roll result. And if you raised, you can put a check or an X, something like that. And then your second roll, so we can all keep track of the rounds. And after the Spottle Master rolls, I will fill in the top sections here, and we can progress the game along. And then I'll clear it between rounds. Fair enough? All right.
All right.
Yeah. So how do I know how much gold I have? I don't know. Is it supposed to be on my character sheet, or do I just have
In your
none?
sheet.
It's on your sheet. Yep. Mm-hmm.
In equipment or what? Or where?
Yep.
Yeah.
Equipment, the bottom.
Yeah, actually, it's funny is you don't have any money.
I don't have anything.
You're a druid. You're a druid. So
I'm broke too. I have no money.
you're druids and monks. They kind of live on their own. They don't really need money. So you may need to borrow.
I will spread my wealth around because I'm generous and of noble birth. So I have 5 gold pieces. So I will give, I guess I'll give a gold piece to both Randall and Trevor. And Ed, do you have money?
I'm generous too. I'll give them each a gold piece as well out of my pouch.
The priest Vanson, he takes the 2 gold that Sir Melvin gave him, and he places 1 gold as a bet from the gold that you gave him, Sir Melvin.
Oh, just to clarify, I gave him 2 copper pieces.
Oh, 2 copper. Okay.
I was a little stingy with that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Well, he puts those 2 copper pieces down, as well as an extra gold piece from his pouch. Gurgi says, "Which one do I have to put out?" And he opens his a little sack of gold, and you can see there's got to be at least 100 gold in there, Sir Melvin. Which one do I put out?
Oh, he's asking.
Yeah.
Put out one of the gold pieces.
Okay. And he takes out a silver and he places it on the table.
Very good. Good job, Gurgi.
The lizard man puts out 3 gold pieces on the table and doesn't look at anybody. Everybody place your bet. You can write it with the paintbrush on the bet section here. Okay, 1. 1 for each of you so far. Randall, what about you?
One silver for me.
So how does it work? Is we all roll and then
The Spottle Master will roll, yeah.
he rolls.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so I see you've all placed some bet here. Roll your first Spottle die.
It's a D6.
Correct.
Now, Juan is lucky. Does he get to re-roll this if he rolls a 1?
This is not a D20 roll, so
Okay.
no. Okay. So, put your rolls
I'm going
down.
to double.
Well, call your rolls out and write them down.
Oh, I got a 2.
Okay, I see. Good. A 2,
I got a
Melvin?
6.
a 6.
I got a 5.
Oops,
Juan
sorry.
rolled a 5.
Great. So we got Melvin with a 6, Hugh with a 2, and that's Juan with a 5, and Greth with a 2. Excellent. All the other people roll, and I'll tell you how they do when the rounds are over. So let's roll for the Spottle Master. The Spottle Master will roll his first dice. He rolls a 6, everybody. So now you can decide if you'd like to raise or not. Might be risky.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna double mine.
Doubling it?
Right? Because that's what I can do.
You
I
can
can
double
the-
it, but remember, you have to get higher than the Spottle Master.
Well, yeah. Because then it'll go to 4, and then I have to. And then if I roll a 6, I'll get a 10 or whatever.
So you rolled, am I correct? You rolled a 2 on the first roll, correct?
Yeah.
So if you roll a 6, you'd have an 8.
And the Spottle
But
Master
what happened
go
about
bust
some,
also?
you said something about you could double your result or something like that.
Yeah,
Double
you
your
can
bet.
you can raise if you'd like. The Spottle Master cannot bust.
So how does the doubling your roll work?
So it's not doubling the roll. You all get 2 rolls no matter what. But if you raise, you double your bet.
Oh, bet. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you are probably in a bad position. I would not raise, right?
Yeah.
In fact, Nis is going to be kind of guiding you all through this round, so he'll probably be saying these things that I'm saying to you as well. So you're not going to go. You put a no there. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Second roll, everybody. Go for it. Oh, boy. Wow, nice rolls here. Dan, an 11. You bust. You lose that
bust.
silver. Randall?
I got a 5.
A 5. So your total is 7. Let's see here. What'd you get here, Trevor?
Juan rolled another 5.
Oh, so you're sitting pretty at 10. And Ed? A 5. Very nice. So you're at 7 as well.
Can I try to do something before so it's going to be him rolling. It's going to be the master rolling next.
Correct. Nis is grabbing at his dice now.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to.
Oh, are you cheating?
So I'm going to pretend I'm going to take my cup of grog or whatever and take a sip, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to use the palm of my hand to put a small cricket in the palm of my hand. Okay. And then I'm going to, and then when I take my glass and put it on the table, I'm going to try to palm the cricket next to his dice and leave it there.
Oh, look at you. Little sleight of hand here. So give me a sleight of hand check. Roll a d20 and add your dexterity to it. Unfortunately, though, I think I am going to say... No, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay,
12.
I got a 12, and then my dex is +2.
So 14 in total. Okay. I rolled for Nis in secret to see if he recognizes that or not. And you place the cricket down next to his die, and the Spottle Toad lunges for it almost immediately and snatches up both the cricket and his dice.
Oh.
Let's go with... So the 6 is gone. And the Spottle Master looks up at the toad, and he says, "Bad toad. Don't know what's come over him tonight." And he rolls his last die. Here we go.
Roll a 1.
I rolled a 5. Sorry, I meant to roll it in the open, but I rolled a 5. So his
Okay.
total is a 5, which means that everyone, except for Dan, is going to win pieces here. So Dan, you lose your bet, and Ed, Trevor, and Randall, you can add your total to your result. Or excuse me, add your result to your total on your sheet. All right, good. So it's at that point where Gurgi, who actually put out accidentally a gold piece to double his bet. He rolled a 1, by the way. And then he rolled a 5, so he was able to beat him as well. Gurgi wins, and he looks over to you, Melvin. Do I lose my money now?
No, you've won. Congratulations.
Oh, I won? Hooray! And really no emotion on his face. And he'll grab the money, and the Spottle Master pays him. Hugh, you get your money, and the Lizard Man, you hear him grumbling because he lost, and he's eyeing down Greth.
I was told there was going to be drinks and food.
Oh, there are. You can have as whatever you'd like from Buford. Buford will bring you drinks the whole night if you'd like.
Dwarf, another grog.
Grog coming right up, and he's fixing all the drinks and food and brings them over. Of course, food is not allowed at the table because of the toad, but you can definitely eat it and step away for a moment. So you're going to play a few rounds of these, and in between each round, I'm just going to describe the basics. We're not going to play every round actually play. We're going to play at least one or two more. Maybe we'll see if the night continues on like this with your good fortunes, right, Greth?
Yes.
And
Just
this
all
will
luck.
And Nis will say that. He says some nights the dealer just doesn't have it. And he looks at you, Greth.
Yeah, sometimes you're hot. Sometimes you're not. We're
That's
going to
right.
Yonkers.
Yeah. Going to the casino. All right, so the first round, Vanson also loses his money, and he looks really down. Sir Melvin, he issues, he says, it's such a shame that us people of faith cannot win a game of chance like this.
Well, all you need is your faith, friend. Money is not the end-all, be-all.
That is true, but it does build shrines. And he looks really worried, and he's looking at his coin pouch, and he's trying to figure out how much he has. All right, so now we go to the next round here. Let's roll. Maybe a few rounds go by. Some win, some lose. Now we're going to bet again. I'm going to clear the rolls here, and let's get everybody to roll a d6 again.
Do we place our bets?
Yep, place your bets, and then you could roll. Ooh, a gold piece each. A silver, Dan.
Trying to do gold, G.
Oh, gold. Yeah, that's fine. You can just tell me what it is. Not a big deal.
6.
Oh, yes.
5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the Spottle Master's roll. A 4. What say you? Nis offers the group. Ooh.
I don't know if I like that. We rolled the same thing. Oh, what was that? Somebody roll a d8?
Yes, I hit it by accident. Go ahead.
Oh,
Cheater.
it's the wrong dice. I'm not gonna raise.
I will raise.
All right.
You
The
rolled a
Spottle
6.
Master.
Dan?
I rolled a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Spottle Master goes to grab his die. And as the Spottle Master is getting ready to roll, Dan, Sir Melvin, the toad snatches up your 5.
What?
What
Damn
terrible
you,
luck.
Toad!
All
I
right.
didn't even do anything this time.
Second roll, everybody.
Oh,
Wait, did mine go through or not?
Yeah, I see it, a 4.
I got another 4. Second 4.
Yep. Ed got a
Oh,
5.
okay,
You got a
okay,
4.
It just
Trevor
didn't
got
show
a
up
2.
on
Dan got a
screen.
1. Yep. So totals here would be, oh no, Hugh, you busted.
Hugh smashes the table with his fists.
The toad jumps away from you and will actually snatch up another die. Let's see. In your
die.
startling.
You have
Motion.
startled the toad.
He takes
Actually-
my 5.
Yep, Juan, your dice gets selected. Your let's see.
My rolls
This
are
is the
awful with round.
Your 1. Your 1 gets snatched up by the toad because Hugh startled it.
Here's the rules of the game. You roll the dice, you bet, and just, sometimes the toad fucks you.
That's the toad. And
Yeah,
a 10. Nis looks at all of you. Unfortunate this one it was. In fact, Gurgi is the only one that pushed his money. So Gurgi got a 10, and he bet 10 gold pieces in that one. So it was very fortunate. And he gets the 10 pieces, and he looks at them, and he kind of doesn't even know what to do with them. Sir Melvin, do you want to help him out?
Yeah, I think you should put those in your pouch. Secure them.
A good idea. And he puts them in the pouch with all the other hundreds of gold pieces. And then we go to, let's see, the lizard man. He takes another drink of water, slams it down on the table, and he says to Greth, "This is all your fault."
Well, I'll say back to him. I have no influence over the toad, but if you have any problems, I'm sure my friend Hugh would be willing to sort them out for you.
Vanson says, "Perhaps it is the stench that you have. It is remarkable. Maybe that is affecting the toad. This can't be the way that it goes normally."
Well, the toad. We've proven that the toad is impartial, as he ate the die master's dice at the same time.
The lizard man now lunges across at you. So Juan, you're in the way, but he lunges over to grab Greth. In fact, I have artwork of this as well.
Fun.
There you go. You should be able to see it now.
Hey, look, there's me.
Hell yeah, there's Juan. Look at that.
Look at that in the back.
Yeah. So
Looking good.
Hugh leaps forward and grabs the lizard man by his neck.
okay, give me an opposed athletics check. So you're gonna roll and add your strength and probably proficiency to this as well. I think it's gonna be +5. What was your total, Ed?
Was I rolling 2 or 1?
Just 1, and I see a 1 rolled.
I see a
Uh-oh.
1.
Hmm.
So even
It looked
if
like
the-
it was weird. I thought I rolled twice. That's strange.
Yeah, I only see 1 result in the chat. But Ed, you try, but the lizard man kind of did this as a surprise, and you weren't able to grab him in time. Randall, the lizard man gets over to you and starts to wring your neck. You have to give me an opposed athletics check. Okay.
Yeah, it's rolling twice.
He's like Homer Simpson right now, strangling you. You're Bart.
Juan
All right.
jumps up and deftly strikes the lizard man in the elbow.
Give me
with
an
a
attack roll.
precise punch.
Give me an attack roll.
D20.
Yeah.
15.
Oh, you hit. Yep. Roll your damage, which is a D4, I believe.
4.
Nice. And I think you add something to your unarmed strike, which is
I do.
+4. Very nice. So 8 damage to the lizard man. And when you do this, the lizard man screams out. You're like, "Where'd you hit him?"
I hit him in the elbow.
Oh, okay, got it. So you hit him in the elbow, and he lets out a massive roar, and he looks down at you, and he grabs his elbow, lets go of Greth, and he hisses, and he turns his attention to you, and then Buford comes in the middle and says, his fat belly jiggling, and he pushes you two away with all his might. And he says, no, no, no. This isn't the way to settle things here. If you want to have a duel, then offer a duel. Do you want to offer a duel?
To me?
No, to Trevor.
Oh, okay.
Yes, an unarmed duel only.
Of course. My pleasure. And he slams his club down on the table again, and they clear a spot for you in the lounge area here. So I'm gonna jump over to the other map again. Right here, in front of the wardrobe. This is your spot to duel. Right here. Move your character token.
When my friend here is done with you, I'm going to turn you into a pair of boots.
That was good.
Okay,
The
so
lizard
we're
man
all gonna...
snarls.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to move him to here, and you to there. Perfect.
I drew on the map by accident. How do I get rid of that?
Wow, Randall. I got you. All right. So we're going to go into combat here. This is a duel, so it's not going to be about initiative or striking first or last. It's going to be a fair fight, so you're both going to roll an attack roll at the same time and do the damage as necessary, okay?
Hey, before this happens, can I speak to
I was just going to say that.
Can I place? Would you like to place a wager on who's going to win, Gurgi?
Gurgi? Why? What's happening?
Well, these two gentlemen are going to settle their differences with fisticuffs.
Gurgi's like looking around. The big one, and he points to Hugh.
Oh, that's a fine choice. I will bet on the small one. How do you say? How about 2 gold pieces?
Sure. And he takes out 3 and puts them in your hand.
And I hand one back to him. Just 2.
Oh, did I win?
Not yet. We'll see shortly.
Oh, okay. And he puts the coin back in his pocket. All right, let's do it. Trevor, give me an attack roll with your unarmed strike.
5.
The lizard man gets an 18, which is with his strength bonus.
Uh-oh.
It's actually going to be 20 in total. Your AC is probably less than that.
So my AC, when I'm not wearing armor or shield, is 10 plus your dex plus your wisdom. So it is dex and wisdom.
Yeah, it's
a 15.
A 15. So he strikes you. Now, lucky for you, an unarmed strike from someone who's not a monk is only 1 point of damage plus their strength, so you take 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
He slams into you with the bulk of his body, and since maybe you're smaller than he is, that does a little bit more damage. It kind of elbows into you. Second round of the combat, you can also tap out whenever you like.
Okay. Can I? So there's no movement involved. We're just kind of straight up thrown into fists at each other.
Yeah, it's an honorable duel.
Okay, gotcha. There's no.
Unless you-
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna go between his legs because I'm half his size or anything.
Ooh, I
like
like that. I like that.
Can we? So, Juan, using his halfling wit, decides to slide between his legs as quickly as possible. He then aims at the lower back to throw a kidney shot right into his right side.
I love that. So you know what? Because you're using your halfling ability to run under his legs, I'm going to give you advantage on this attack roll.
Okay.
So you roll 2 dice and take the highest result. Okay, so we're going to take that 15, which in your
My boy.
with your total, I think, is a success. That's
So
20?
With unarmored, it is +5.
Yep. So a 20 is going to hit the lizard man. As you slide and he gets hit in the kidney, he also backhands you, and it does hit. But you hit him square as well, so roll your damage.
4.
Oh,
Plus
and
4,
it's-
so 8.
Nice. So a total of, you've done 16 to him so far. In fact, after that last hit, you do take 3 because he backhanded you. But after that, he actually is going to grab his kidney and kind of lurch over towards the bar, clearly in agony. And he taps on the bar and he shakes his head towards Buford. And Buford says, The duel has ended. We may resume Spottle.
I think being honorable, I allow the duel to end and
Yeah.
take my seat again at the table.
Yeah, he's clearly embarrassed that he lost, so he sulks over to the table, puts his club away, and he sits down. Doesn't even look at Randall again. All right, and then Vanson will look to Ed because you sit next to him as well, right? And he says, "Hugh, I hate to do this, but I'm running low on funds, and I saw that you let your friends have some gold to continue playing. Do you think I could perhaps be loaned some money? I'll pay you back as soon as I win."
I don't think so, priest.
Oh,
These
but
are my friends.
yes, but I am a friend as well, a friend you've just met.
You don't like
thank
making
you.
new friends?
No, I don't.
Your goodwill could help build the monument, the shrine.
I'm not
You don't-
interested, priest.
All right, fine then. And he looks to the coppers that he's got left, and he puts them out. Let's do one more round of Spottle, everybody.
Can
Oh,
we try and
need
sense
to
any
mute.
deception on the part of the priest? Sounds kind of
I was
suspicious.
going to say,
Sure.
I'm going to sense
You can-
deception on the soft-headed child.
yeah,
Everyone here's a liar.
you want to do an insight check on them to see if they're being, I guess,
Can Dan do one and I do one?
yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead, Sir Melvin.
So Melvin,
All right, I got an 8. Was that plus wisdom or something?
it's wisdom, or if you are proficient in it, it would say it in your skill list.
Okay, no, so a total of 9.
Okay, Sir Melvin probably would just believe that Gurgi is a very simple boy.
Okay.
And the
then-
priest, Trevor, you wanted to do one on the priest?
Yeah, D8, correct? Sorry,
No,
D20.
it's a D20.
Right. So plus my wisdom is a 12.
Sir Vanson does seem desperate, is what you're getting. He needs money desperately. That's the sense you get. You don't know if he's lying about the shrine or the temple or anything like that, but whatever he needs it badly.
Okay.
All right, let's do another Spottle round. I'm going to go to clear the board, and you're going to
I'll
roll.
collect my 2 gold pieces from Gurgi that he left on the table.
Sure, and when you do that, he says, did I win?
No, Gurgi, you lost. Better luck next time.
Oh, do I owe you money now? And he takes out 5 platinum pieces from his bag, which are worth 10 gold, and he hands them to you.
No, Gurgi, that's quite all right. Please put those back in your bag.
Okay.
Are any of our characters not good? Because I'm like lawful good as well. To just swoop in here,
Give me.
just take them.
I want that.
You want that
That's
gold?
a lot of. That's a lot of wine and grog.
Huh? All right, place your bets. All right, I see 2 for Dan, 1 for Trevor, 1 for Randall, and for Hugh, 1. Okay. Gurgi puts out about 2 platinum pieces and gold.
Gurgi.
A platinum.
Yep. And then the rest of them, Vanson puts out a couple of copper that he's got left, and Scott puts out a gold. Let's roll. Roll your dice.
Platinum is 100 gold.
I think it's 10. Everything's in
10 gold. Okay.
if everything's in decimals, 10 more than the next. Okay, so I see a 3 for Melvin, a 4
Big
for
6.
Juan, 4 for Hugh, and a 6 for Randall. Nice. All right, here's the Spottle Master's die.
The toad's gonna eat my 6 probably.
The Spottle Master rolls a 2. This might be a chance, everybody. Everybody at the table, all the other NPCs get excited. Gurgi does not, of course, but all the other ones start to take out whatever remaining gold that they have. Sir Melvin, Gurgi looks a little
Oh.
preoccupied. He's looking out the window. the one window in this room that's on the side of same side of the wall as the door that you entered in, and he's looking out the window and he's looking up in the air.
I nudge Gurgi and say, Gurgi, he just rolled a 2. This is good. What are you looking at?
Is it a full moon tonight?
No,
Would any of us know that?
Yeah,
Trust this guy.
it is.
it looks like a full moon.
He says,
looks like
"Oh no, I have to go home. I don't feel so good."
Uh-oh. Did we-
The Spottle Master urges all of you to raise or hold.
I'm holding.
Holding.
holding also.
All right, Trevor,
I'm holding.
you're going for the gold.
Yeah, 4 is probably one of
All right.
the best rolls in this game.
All right, wait. I'm gonna go for
The
broke.
Spottle Toad seems content. Does not attack this turn. Let's go to the rolls. Second roll, everybody. Ooh. Ooh, low rolls. There we go.
Oh,
Oh, that's bad for you, Randall. Let me see if the Spottle Toad takes any of the second dice. No. Okay, so totals here. We've got bust for Greth. Randall, you're out. Trevor, a 2, so that's a 6 in total.
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, there you go. And then Ed, you got a total of what? 6 as
2.
well?
6. Yeah.
6 as well? Okay, good. And then, ooh, a 4 for Dan. Here's the Spottle Master's roll. A 2. So he gets a total of 4. What do we got? Did anybody lose?
Yeah, I lost.
Push.
Push? Oh my gosh, this was the opportunity, everybody.
I got 6.
Oh,
I won 6.
Oh, okay, never mind. So then both Hugh and Juan do win your gold. Good, excellent.
How did
Excellent.
Gurgi do?
Gurgi actually didn't roll, and is now starting to gather his things. The Spottle Master tells him he can't take his bet, but Gurgi says, "Fine, keep it." And then he says, "Oh no!" And he basically kind of looks like he's like going to throw up for a second, and then he puts his head below the table, and as his head is down, you hear noises coming from him, and when he sits back up, you see a pig's snout head and tusks coming out of the side. He seems to have transcended. I also have art for this. There you go. So there's Gurgi, the wereboar. And he just grunts and he squeals and he takes as much of the things that are on the table as possible. He goes for the toad. Does anybody do anything?
I quickly stand up from the table, take a step back.
He's just squealing.
Yeah, I'll do the same considering I'm sitting next to him.
I'm grabbing my axe.
The Scad also grabs his club and he says, "I knew I shouldn't have come to this game." Randall, what are you doing? What is Greth doing?
I was gonna see if I could do anything with my Druid craft, but it doesn't seem like that really does anything. So I'm just going to watch what happens.
Nis says to everybody, settle down. We're enjoying a wonderful evening of Spottle. He takes out a pocket watch and he looks at it and he puts it back. He wipes some sweat off his forehead and he says, "Now, Gurgi, can you hear me? Can you understand me?" And the pig calms down a bit and he looks over everybody and he goes, "Wah." And he says, "Okay, Gurgi, roll your last die." Gurgi rolls, and of course he gets a 10 or something, and he wins. And he says, "Good, Gurgi. Now, sit. Can we continue playing? It's important that we continue playing, Gurgi." And Gurgi sits down, and he takes out his gold pouch again, seeming to get the sense back into him. He's still transformed. All right, everybody.
I like
Nis says,
this
"Please
pig.
have a seat." What's that, Ed?
I like this pig.
You like? Haven't met a pig. I don't like. So, everybody sits back down. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cautiously.
The Spottle Master again. This takes out a pocket watch and looks at it, wiping his brow again. Says, "We should play at least a few more rounds." He thinks into his head. It's getting close to midnight or so. He says, and it's funny, this is the 9th round that we're playing. In fact, everybody wins in the 9th round, and he takes out some gold. In fact, he takes out a bag of gold, and he starts to throw everyone a few pieces. And Vanson is like, "My goodness, that's a huge bag of gold. Would you consider donating to the church here of Wendaria? And we can have the shrine donated by you. We can engrave your name on it." And Vanson says, "Of course." Or Nis says, "Of course. Here, take the bag." And he throws the bag to him. Who's sitting next to Vanson?
Dan.
I think I am, and I forget who else was.
I'll go back to the parlor map. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Some of you are still standing from the duel. We'll move everybody back. So we've got the Lizard Man. We've got Trevor's there. The Lizard Man's here. Ed, you're there. Okay, gotcha. So next to Vanson is Ed and Dan. So the two of you, do you want to look in the bag?
It was like tossed on the table?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I can peer into it without touching it.
Yeah, give me a perception check. This is a wisdom as well. And Ed, if you feel inclined to do so, you can. I don't know if you would, but
10 total.
a 10. You can see a couple of items in there, but you just get a quick glance. A ring of keys are in there, as well as maybe
I don't care.
1,000 gold pieces. This is even bigger than Gurgi's bag. This is a massive haversack of gold that he takes out, and he throws it to Vanson. He says, "Of course, take what you would like. Make the shrine or temple or whatever you want. Just enjoy the night. Buford, more drinks, more food."
Can I do my detect magic now on the bag?
Oh, you can, yeah. So it actually will be an aura of 30 feet around you. So anything that's within 30 feet, as long as it's not behind a solid wall that's an inch thick, you'll be able to sense. Oh, no, I may be mistaken that, but it's definitely 30 feet. And you don't sense anything magical except for the statue here. Also, Vanson has a ring that is magical, but you cannot tell what the aura is unless you were to concentrate on it.
Specifically?
No, nothing about the bag.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But if you keep it up for a little bit, like you can hone in on it, and you can maybe sense that the ring has a not transmutation, abjuration aura, which is a protection aura. So probably a ring that protects him in some sort.
Okay.
All right. So, another round. Spottle, everybody. The toad. He pets the toad, and he says, "Let's begin. One more round. 2 more rounds. What do you say?"
I want to eat.
Of course, Buford. Bring this man food. I don't normally allow food at the table, but yes, for this time it's fine. Buford brings you over a turkey leg or something.
Another grog too, dwarf.
He already had it.
Well,
he already had it.
if we're going to keep playing, you might want to give me and Juan and Hugh a giant bag of gold too, right? So
yes,
we
of
can just keep
course.
playing on it.
Vanson, can you please toss some gold? And Vanson will give each of you 1 gold piece.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
He's already lined his bag full.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
It's for the church, of course. And he,
I know, but churches are very charitable towards those with not that many winnings, you know?
well, start with this. And he gives you 1
Okay.
gold.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. So you play another round of Spottle, and you can see Nis is constantly looking at his pocket watch now, over and over again, as the clock is getting closer to midnight.
I'd like to ask our host if there's a place I can go to relieve myself.
No. There is, but
For customers only, Dan.
you need to buy something. You need a code to open the.
You need the key.
Here's what you do. He says, just we'll play 1 or 2 more rounds. He checks his pocket watch again, and then I'll let you go to the facilities. Is that fair?
I think we're done here.
No,
Starting
we're
to
just
get very
getting
suspicious.
started. The night is young.
I'm not getting a good feeling.
We'll give you more gold to play with. House money.
My belly's full. I've drunk my ale. It's time to go.
Do you like stand up? Do you start to like gather your things?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
stand up. I get my loincloth.
Adjust my loincloth.
Yeah. I
Back
put my
your shit.
axe. Put my axe on my back.
Oh.
It's time to go.
No, please. I implore you to stay. Gurgi goes. Vanson says, "You really could make a fortune here, Sir Melvin. You should stay."
Hmm.
The lizard man says, "Good riddance."
I don't like it here. It's time to go. I
Hugh.
start walking towards the door.
Yeah, perfect. Hugh, you start walking towards the door, and when you get about halfway there, you hear loud knock at the iron door. Buford looks at Nis, and Nis says, "Oh, who could that be? Buford, get the door, please." Buford is gonna walk past you, Hugh, cautiously, because he sees you're angry, and he walks over to the
Do not
door.
grab him. Are you suspicious?
Slippery. He's a slippery dwarf.
He's going to unlock the door and step back as you see a few creatures walk in. I'm just going to change the music real quick.
Am I supposed to see the map?
Yeah, you don't see it?
No, I
No,
see
we're
the
looking at
spottle.
Spottle.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Well, the viewers were looking at the map, so that's all that matters.
Hmm.
All right, so there you are. So the door knocked. The knock at the door. Buford opens the latches, and you see a few different people walk in. I'm going to describe them to you in a second. So, how tall are you, Hugh?
9 foot tall.
9? Wait, you're a human.
No, I'm 6 foot tall.
6 foot tall?
6'5". How about
6 foot
that?
5. Okay, good.
I don't know numbers.
That's
How
fine.
many hands are you?
How many stone?
Yeah. 8 hands, 10 stones. A couple of pebbles thrown in and a stick.
There you go. Here's the artwork. Alf walks in. So, as you head towards the door, Hugh, you see Buford open the door nervously. In strides a large hobgoblin wearing a brass crown. He's accompanied by 2 hobgoblins carrying battle axes and a 4th hobgoblin that looks very peculiar. It looks kind of like a hobgoblin, but also much paler skin, and he's got very glazed over eyes. The hobgoblin steps in, disregards Buford, and looks over and says to Nis, "Very good, Nis. These mongrels will make fine Thule food." And Nis looks up and he goes, Guz, we didn't know you'd be here a few minutes early. I hope your trip was okay. Enough with the pleasantries. Shackle them. And he looks to all of the rest of his hobgoblins. And he's big, Hugh. He's about your height. You stand eye to eye, and he's just as muscular and toned as you are. What do you do?
Hugh looks at him in his eyes and pokes him in his chest and says, "You're not shackling anybody."
And I run up and stand with you.
Okay. All right. Well, it's
Hugh
at this
also
point.
reaches
go ahead,
for
Hugh.
his axe.
Oh yeah, you grab your axe.
I grab my axe.
All right.
As the rage starts building.
Oh, perfect. This might be perfect. All right, so we're gonna go into initiative again, as this is the big final showdown here. Give me your initiative rolls, a d20 plus your dexterity, or if you have initiative, it's there as well in your character. You can refer to it.
I got a
13 for me.
15.
Okay, let me write this all down. 15 for Randall.
Yeah.
Greth. 15. What'd you get, Dan?
13.
13. Trevor?
18.
18, nice. And Hugh?
I got
Good.
12 plus 2, so 14.
14, perfect. Hugh, Melvin, and finally, we got Juan at 18. Okay, good. And I'm going to roll for the enemies and the NPCs. They're all going to share one initiative. Okay, so the enemies and the NPCs. Oh, wow, NPCs rolled pretty high. Okay, let's start with Juan. Juan, you react first. I'm going to also put the tokens on the board.
Okay. We're still seeing the bar scene.
The bar.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's where we are. Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
same
there's
room.
no hallway. They're in the bar with us now, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'm gonna put their tokens on right now. Yep. Here we go.
Bobby, how do I go into rage? I just call it out?
It's on your turn. It's a bonus action.
Right.
Okay, so there they are. There's Guz. And there's the Thule, this type of hobgoblin monstrosity. And then you've got the two other hobgoblin guards. All right. Trevor?
Juan definitely dives under the table, throwing a dart as he does so at the lead hobgoblin.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
So 13 plus to hit with my dart is... so plus 5 to hit, so 18.
All right. 18 does pierce the armor of Guz. Roll your damage. D4.
It is a 2, and it's 1d4 plus 4 piercing damage, so a 6.
Okay, total of 6 damage to Guz so far. Guz shrugs off the hit, and you can see that didn't really bother him. He also has a great sword, great sword as well.
Should
Okay,
I move
let's-
my guy under the table?
Yep, you're under the table, so we'll just put you on the table. I'll put you in the center, and we can put a little, we'll put a little icon on you that you're hiding. So we'll put a little ninja mask. There you go.
Cool.
All right, now we go to the NPCs. The lizard man takes out his club, and he stands next to Hugh, and he runs up to Guz, and he gives you a nod, Hugh, and he says, "Looks like we're on the same side this time. Doesn't mean I like you." And he slams his club at Guz.
All right, Grog.
Unfortunately, the lizard man, even though he looks pretty strong himself, he slams his club into Guz's armor, and it clangs off the metal plate. It does no effect. He didn't hit him. We go to the other NPCs. Vanson also joins you under the table with his bag of gold. Nis says, "That's it. I'll activate the statue." And he runs over to the statue, and he reveals a little, turns the statue a bit. And Randall, since you're close to it, you see a small little keyhole in it. And he's feeling around his pockets, and he says, "Oh no." Gurgi squeals, and he runs over to this hobgoblin here, and he tries to gore this one. No, he does not succeed. But he looks like that if he were, it would do some pretty good damage. Now we go to the heroes here. Greth, you're up next.
Okay, so let me pull this back up. Am I able to go? Oh crap! Am I able to go from here to here in one turn?
I believe so. That's only 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet. You could.
Okay, and then can I do my Thunder Wave spell?
You can, and this is actually pretty cool. You're probably going to hit Dan as well, though.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so do you have it up? Do you want me to tell you what it does?
Why don't you describe it for everybody?
So basically what happens is he sends out this huge cube. It's 15 foot wide. So if you want, you could center it on Gurgi, and you'll be getting Dan to the left and the wall to the right, and everyone in front of you.
Yeah.
So you would hit everybody. They take a Constitution saving throw. This is separate than or just an attack or anything. There's actually a part underneath that says saving throws on your character sheet. So Dan, you need to find that. It says Constitution.
Wait.
Although
Actually, hold on. Wait. What if I go over here
you would hit.
and then I will hit. Right.
You'll hit Buford and the Lizard Man. Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah. And all these guys too, right?
Yes, exactly. You basically.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay. We're going over there.
You'd actually have to move. Where are you here? You were here.
I was at this little chair.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is where you need to go.
Okay.
So you can get basically this shape right here.
Yeah. Is that good?
That would work, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So go for Constitution saves here. I'm going to roll them, and you're going to roll the damage. The damage is 2d8 thunder damage.
Nice.
Here's for the Lizard Man. Here's for Buford. Okay, and here's for the Hobgoblin Battle Guards. And here's for Guz. And here's for our Thule dude. Okay, now your DC is a 13 at first level. It's your wisdom, based on your wisdom score. It's basically 10 plus your wisdom. And in this case,
My
The
wisdom
only-
is 16
but your bonus is only +3.
plus 3.
Yeah. So it's going to be 13, and at this point, the Thule will pass, and one of the Hobgoblins will pass, but everybody else is going to fail. Even, oh no, Gurgi. Yeah, everybody fails. Yeah, Gurgi's not in it. So everyone here except for the one Battle Guard and the Thule are going to fail. So 7 damage to them, and anybody that was in it is also, the fails is going to fall on the floor. And they're pushed 10 feet, but they can't go anywhere, so they're just going to fall. Okay, good job. So Buford, we'll say that he's down on the ground. I'll put a little token next to him. Same
Get
with
outta
the
here.
Lizard Man. The Lizard Man, actually, you killed. You killed him.
Great bonus.
Yeah,
Whoops.
yeah. The thunder damage ripped him apart.
I meant to do that.
How did you want to describe his death? This is a big area of effect spell here. What do you want to say?
Okay, so I'm gonna get out of my chair and stride over there, and I'm going to make some whooshing noises with my hands, and then just a gigantic gust of wind and thunder just comes out from behind me, and like all my clothes like start rippling from behind me, and then it just lightning and thunder crashes out in front of me, and the Lizard Man is gonna get knocked back, and he's gonna his head is gonna get skewered on the Hobgoblin's sword.
Oh, you push him onto it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good. Actually, they don't fall, but they do get pushed, so we'll say that does work. Buford's
But he
gonna.
has nowhere to go because they're right where they're
Exactly.
crammed in this corner here. Yeah.
You're 100% right. Buford's gonna go to the floor though on purpose because he's just scared.
Yeah.
I
All
told you not to eat those pork and beans.
Yeah. That was a silent but deadly.
Silent but deadly. All right. Next we go to Greth has done Hugh.
Can I rage? I want to rage.
Yeah. So raging is a bonus action, so it doesn't really take an action. You still get to attack and move if you'd like.
So I can attack
Yep.
and then move. Oh, well, the guy's right in front of me.
You
The
may
king, right?
simply attack. You don't have to move.
Yeah, I don't want to. There's no reason to move. I'm going to attack
agree.
the king.
Yep.
All right. D6, D20.
Yeah.
10.
And you add your
So-
+5 to your greatsword attack.
Right.
So a
Plus
total of 15. Ed,
15.
you clang off of his plate armor as well. Does not hit him.
Mm.
But since you are raging, if you get hit with something, you're going to take half damage. So whatever they do, they roll half of it. And by the way, Randall, you did 7 damage to the people that failed. The people who did not fail, which were the 2 back characters, they only took 3 damage. All right? Okay. So, Ed, you're raging, and we go to Sir Melvin.
All right. So Sir Melvin is going to swing his longsword at the guard here.
Okay. This one, right?
Yes. So that's 16 plus 5 to hit is 21.
That is going to hit.
And I
Got him.
D8. 2, and I have... Oh, it's 2 plus 3 slashing damage, so 5. Do I add strength? Oh, no, that is my strength.
You add your
Right.
strength, which is plus 3.
Okay.
So 5 damage, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So the hobgoblin bodyguard takes the sword directly to her chest, and you get 5 slashing damage going through. And then we go to the enemies. It's Guz's turn. Guz is going to actually move. He's going to go. Yeah, he's going to take an attack of opportunity from Gurgi and from you, Sir Melvin. So you can roll an attack for. It's called an attack of opportunity when they leave a engaged square. Randall, do you have a melee weapon out? I don't believe so, right?
No, because I had to move like my max
Yeah,
distance,
yeah.
and I took the.
So he'll leave. He's going this way. Melvin, you got a total of what?
10.
10. Okay, you don't hit him either. He stands now opposite Hugh. Hugh, he's going to attack you.
Go for it.
Your AC is a 14, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so he does hit you. He's got a special ability that he's going to be able to do once per turn. So he's going to roll his greatsword here. The damage is only 4, but he's also going to use this ability that he can use to add extra damage. So he does a total of 4, 8, that's 12, plus his strength, which is plus 2, so 14. I think you actually go down. Oh, no, you don't. You're raging. You're raging. That's right.
I'm raging. It's half.
Yep. So he does 14 damage, so it halves to 7. And then the hobgoblins will go. This one's going to run up to you, Randall. This one's going to stay where it is, and the Thule is going to engage here. So let's roll those dice. Let's go for the hobgoblins first with their battle axes. One on Randall. A total of 15. Does that hit you, Randall?
How would
Your
I
armor
know?
class is what we're looking at.
I have a 13 armor class.
So then you are hit. Sir Melvin, a measly 11 does not hit you from the other hobgoblin. Randall, you take a total of 5 slashing damage from your HP. Yep, as the sword pierces through your midsection. You're in agony. You're not as strong as Ed's character, so not as tough. All right, and then the Thule is going to slash at you with its claws. Dan, Sir Melvin. Ooh, a total of 20 on the first roll.
That hits me for sure.
And a total of 14. That's not going to hit on the second claw attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what he does is he's going to do a total of 5 slashing damage to you.
Okay.
And that is the end of the enemy's turn. We go to the Juan.
Ooh, Juan
In there,
sent
Juan.
him. He needs to do some engagement here. He jumps under the front of the table, vaults off the chair, and does a sweet roundhouse kick
Nice.
to the leader of the hobgoblins in the back of his head.
Oh, sweet.
Roundhouse.
Excellent.
Roundhouse.
Go ahead. And as you run, Sir Vanson says to you, "What are you, crazy? Don't run out there."
Don't be a coward. No one likes a coward.
Roll
Come
your
on,
roundhouse
Vincent, get
kick.
out here.
You want to roll it, bub?
Yeah, roll your roundhouse kick. Yep.
Oof. So it is a with unarmed strike +5 hit, only a 9.
A 9. Ooh, you do maybe hit him, but again, clanging off the helm that he's wearing. So almost like a distraction at most to him. The NPCs go. You hear Nis in the corner. Confound it! Where are my keys? I can't activate the statue without them. And then you see the Vanson. He stays under the table. He crawls a little further away. Gurgi is going to go full bore on the hobgoblin in front. He still misses, unfortunately. Gurgi. And then we go to Greth. You're up, Greth.
Okay, so now I'm going to take out my
Where-
scimitar plus dagger. What's up?
Where are the keys? Where are the keys?
I think only
Is
you
it
and
in-
I know that, Ed.
Actually, Ed missed it. He didn't roll high enough. Only you
Oh.
do, Sir Melvin.
Can I shout now, or I have to wait till my turn to like shout out?
It depends. It depends. Some things, if it's like a one-word response, you can respond.
Okay. So I'll have to wait.
I think you could. It depends what you want to say.
Okay. Well, yeah. Basically, I want to say to whatever the priest's name is. I forget.
Vanson.
Yeah. Throw the keys in the bag to the other guy. Whatever. his name
Nis.
is. This.
Yes. The bag. The keys. And Vanson looks in the bag, and he says, "No, not the gold.
Not the gold. The keys.
I can't throw the bag."
Throw the
All right.
keys.
We go to Greth.
Okay, I'm gonna just do my scimitar plus dagger
Sure.
at the guy in front of me.
Go for it.
So just 1d20.
Yep. For your first attack. Oh, nice. Roll your damage.
That's a d4.
Yeah.
6, 8.
D6, sorry. Apologize. Yeah, D6. Nice. And your character has, I believe, a bonus to the strength there, or dex there, too. So totals end up being 4.
My
luckily
dex
enough-
bonus is +2.
Yes, exactly. So a total of 4. Luckily enough, the thunder damage you did to this hobgoblin is enough to take him out. So
Oh,
you still have a bonus attack, though. You are allowed to move, and you can move in between your attacks if you'd like to.
so will I be able to attack if I move somewhere?
Yeah, you could move one step closer to here to attack Guz,
Oh,
or
okay,
one
okay,
step
let's
closer
do-
here
yeah.
to attack the Thule, or some other combination.
What is a Thule?
It's like a mutated hobgoblin. They eat people.
Okay, I'm just gonna go right here.
Okay,
And-
for Guz.
Fight this guy with my.
Yeah.
And then the bonus action is just one more attack. Is that?
Correct. Except you don't add the bonus dex to damage on this.
Oh, okay, okay,
Ooh, but that's not going to hit Guz.
okay.
3. No, that does not hit. All right, so after Greth, we go to Hugh, and then Melvin, you're on deck.
Can we get those keys?
Vanson shakes his head under the table. I can't part from the gold.
Can I grab that? Can I run over there and grab it?
You can, if you'd like to perhaps take an attack of opportunity from the Thule and Guz.
Well, yeah, they're gonna get a free attack on you if you try
Free
to run
attack?
away.
I gotta take my. I gotta attack then the king.
Right.
All right.
On Guz. Oh.
18. Yeah.
Ed.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's a hit. And because
That's
you're
a hit?
raging, Ed, you're going to add
Yeah.
an extra 2 damage to this.
So 2d6.
It's 2d6, normally +3, and since you're raging, it's +5.
So I'm rolling 2d6, right?
Yep. Oof. Well, still +5, so a total of
Plus
what?
5.
8? Okay. Nice. So far, you have done 21 damage to Guz. He's not looking too good. He looks a little weary for the first time in the combat. Let's go to Melvin.
All right, Melvin is going to run over to Vanson
Yes.
and try and snatch his bag of gold and throw it over to Nis.
Sure, you do take a Thule attack. He hits you with a total of 20, and he does 6 slashing damage to you.
I am down to 1.
Oh my god. That was close. All right.
Did you resolve the other attack too? Because there were two of them, right?
Oh, the hobgoblin. Yeah, that's true. Yep, the other hobgoblin will attack as well. A 15.
I have 18.
So he does not hit you. That last attack misses. You escape to Vanson. You grab. He doesn't put up much of a fight, so you grab it. And what did you say you do with it?
I'm going to throw it at Nis
At Nis
and
in the
yell,
corner.
"Nis, the keys!" and get his attention and throw the bag.
Sure. He'll land right in his belly here. He'll grab it, and he takes out the keys. Ah, yes. On his turn, he'll unlock the statue. All right. Now we go to the bottom of the order here. So this is the enemies. Guz looks over at you, Hugh. You've made an enemy, the wrong type of enemy. Face my wrath. He rolls a total of 17 to hit you. I think that does, right?
Yeah, 14.
This may hurt, Ed. You take 18, 21 halved. So that's 20 rounding down.
What?
Sorry, 10 rounding down because you're raging.
That'll still
So,
kill me.
so it knocks you down to 0. You're lucky that you're a barbarian and have so much health, because if it were to double up your starting HP, so if he did, you had how much HP left?
It was
you had 7?
7.
Yeah, so if you weren't raging, 21 damage would have killed you outright. But since you were raging, it cut it in half, and you did not get killed outright. You're dying. You're on the floor, bleeding out. You'll have to make what's called a death saving throw on your turn. We'll get to you in a moment.
All right.
That thing just did 20 damage.
21. This guy, Guz, the
Okay,
king.
so we need the
He needs a
statue.
good. Yeah.
The Thule will step away from Gurgi. I'm going to move this lizard man for a moment. He's in the way. And to attack Randall.
I'm gonna die.
Gurgi will take an attack of opportunity on it. Gurgi misses. And you're going to get attacked by the claws. Your AC is 15, you said? Randall, you're hit twice.
My armor class is 13.
Oh, 13. Yep, you're hit twice, and you take a total of 10 damage. How much HP do you
Okay.
have?
I had 10, and then something hit me for 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so you go down as well. You're dying. I'm putting the little crossbones next to you and Hugh. And then we go to the hobgoblin will attack Gurgi. When the hobgoblin attacks Gurgi, she hits, and then Gurgi takes no damage from it. She looks at her axe, confused, and says, Guz, it's not working on him. All right, and then we go to the top of the order here. Juan.
So I have healing. Is this something that I don't want to do mid-combat? You can't heal mid-combat, I'm sure, unless you have an ability or a spell.
You don't have healing, I believe.
The healing skill, maybe?
It's
Nope.
in my equipment. That's what it is.
Oh, a healer's kit. You can stabilize Ed for free if you'd like, or Randall, meaning you don't have to make a check to try to stop them from dying.
But that would be my action, correct?
It would be your action, and that's, yeah, maybe a bit risky. Dan also has healing capabilities.
I can lay my hands on you.
Can you like stun this guy? Can you or something? Can
No, he doesn't have that. I checked. It was
Oh, okay.
second level, yeah.
Okay. So I think I swing on the leader again. So
Go for it.
Can do.
Getting our butts kicked by that thing.
Remember, he's hurt. Ed hit him pretty good.
So I rolled a
Ugh.
12.
Not going to do it. All right. We go to bottom of the order, the top of the order. Excuse me, the NPCs go. Gurgi will now rampage here and attack the hobgoblin first. All right, and Gurgi's going to get Gurgi's going to get 15. That's going to hit this goblin. And that
Agurdy.
is going to do... Good. 6 damage. That actually kills the Hobgoblin Battle
Nice.
Guard. I'll move the bodies to the side. They're in the way. And then we go to Vanson. He inserts the key, and the statue comes to life. You see it's a magical aura surrounding it. It begins to move. It's going to move. I'll move Vanson, or excuse me, Nis instead. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And yeah, he's going to tell it to attack Guz. So Guz is going to get an attack from this thing. It raises its sword. Oh, it doesn't hit though.
Ooh, oh.
But it's there. It's fighting now. And then we go to Vanson is going to look at Sir Melvin and say, oh, no, Trevor. No one likes cowards, right?
That's right. Stand up, fight, help us.
He awkwardly crawls on the floor, army crawl to Ed, and he's going to use Cure Wounds on you. You get... Well, you only get 3 hit points back, but still, you're awake and no longer dying.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
You are no longer raging either, but you do have another rage. You could do it twice a day.
Mhm.
All right. Then we go to Greth. You're up.
I'm down.
Oh, death saving throw. Roll a d20. If you roll a natural 1, it counts as 2 failures. If you roll a natural 20, you wake up with 1 hit point. And you want to get 3 successes before 3 failures. A success is 10 or higher. So you get 1 failure. Keep track of that. You have 1 failure.
Okay.
Now we go to Hugh. You wake up.
I'm raging again.
You stand
now
up.
really
You
mad.
rage. Go for it.
I'm going against the king again.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice. 17. Correct? Plus 5.
Yep.
You hit. Roll your damage.
2d6. Woo!
Ed, how do you kill Guz, the king of the hobgoblins?
I jump up out of my slumber of just being woken up from being wounded, and I cleave him right between the eyes with my great sword, right down the middle. It cuts him in half. Blood, guts, and brains are flying all over the place in a huge explosion of Asian cinema blood.
That's awesome. And the crown splits as well on his head.
And the crown.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty good. The Thule, if it knew any better, it would stop fighting, but it's going to continue on. So, Sir Melvin?
All right. Sir Melvin is going to jostle his way past his compatriots here, step over the body of the hobgoblin chief, and gingerly lay his hands on Greth and
Greth,
try and heal him.
you are laid on hands. You do up to 5, Dan. How many do you want to give him?
I'll give him all 5.
Okay, you back to 5.
So
All
generous.
5 hands.
Yep. The Thule looks to Gurgi and is going to attack him with the claw. And when he does, he hits, and he sees that his scratch just pushed his face aside, but it did no damage. And in a moment of fear, the Thule is going to try to make a run for the door, but he's kind of surrounded. You all get attacks of opportunities on him as he runs.
We all roll d20.
Yep.
Am I up now at
17.
this point? I can
You
do
are
that.
awake. Go ahead. Take your attack.
I rolled a 2.
Dan, you got a hit, though, and so did
Yeah.
Randall with your short
17.
sword. Roll me your damage, everybody.
All right.
Everyone?
I did 5
Everyone.
damaged.
Well, not you, Ed. You rolled a 2, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So total for Dan is 5, and Randall is 8. The two of you combine to skewer the Thule. He falls dead short of the door as he's reaching out for it. And that is the end of the combat. Gurgi will burst through the door and run out under the full moon, making snorting noises all the way home. Wee, all the way home. All right, everybody. The combat is over. That's not the music I want. There we go. So you look up after all the bloodshed, You see Vanson stands up from the floor. Nis comes over to you, deactivates the statue again, and apologizes. I have deceived you all, and I am terribly sorry for this. He lost a lot of money here the other night. Said he needed he needed people, slave labor. I promised him that I would find it. I didn't know he was going to feed you to a Thule. I hope you can forgive me. I will give each of you the purse from tonight, from the Spottle game, and my prized Spottle toad. He unhooks the toad, who seemed unaffected in this whole thing. He hands the toad to Juan, and he gives the purse to Sir Melvin. Can we part ways amicably here?
Melvin says, absolutely not. And he grabs the rope that was tying the toad down and starts tying up Nis. Says, we're going to bring you to the authorities.
Oh, no! He says, I will go willingly. I don't have many years left. Might as well face the music. What do you want to do with Buford, the dwarf?
Is he still
Is
unconscious?
he good now, or is...
Yeah, he was cowering near the wardrobe here. I did not know of the plan, I swear. And this confirms.
I want to ask him. What did you know about these hobgoblins and Thule? When were the last? What happened last time they were here?
Nis will say, Buford is a good servant. He went out to find people to play. That is all he knew. He knew the hobgoblin had come here before, but nothing of our deal.
I say we kill them all.
No,
Let's
please.
kill them all and then take the purse and go.
Vanson says, Sir Melvin, do you think I could take some of the purse for my
No.
shrine?
Go, priest.
Didn't he save your life though?
He did, but he wouldn't know that. He was
Oh, okay.
unconscious. Vanson will scurry off when you intimidate him. He'll run out the door, try to grab as much gold that was on the table, and then run.
Let him go.
So you want to bring both Buford and Vanson to the authorities?
I've got my hands busy with the one, so I'll let you guys. If you want to
I
grab the
want
second,
to
the
know.
dwarf.
I want to hear from Buford what he knows about the hobgoblin without.
He tells you.
The other guy.
I knew nothing of the deal. I just knew to go and grab new players.
Okay, and then can I ask him about the statue?
Yeah, the statue is his guard, but he needed the key
Oh,
to
okay,
activate
that's
it.
just,
Yeah.
That's just okay. It's just okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you, but I will say that you can make the decision to bring both of them in or let Buford go, but it seems like Sir Melvin is very keen on taking him to the authorities, correct?
Yes.
All right.
If you don't
All right.
want to kill them, then take them to the authorities and let's be done with them both.
Agreement?
Yes.
All right. So everyone, you head down outside of the mountain range towards the town of Galantry, where you will turn in Brad Burtness, the legendary thief, the inventor of the game called Spottle. And that is at the Spottle Parlor, everyone.
Woo.
Thank you for playing, and
That's fun.
thank you.
That
Yeah,
was
thanks,
good.
Dan. I had a
Wow.
blast.
That was fun.
For the viewers out there, thank you for watching. Those on YouTube who are in the chat tonight and Twitch, and you can watch this episode back on YouTube if you missed any parts. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications. All the links to everyone, including one thing I didn't talk about was we all are part of the gaming club Battle for Salvation. We have our big GT, the Northeast GT, coming up. I have a link down in the description for that as well, so check out our website. And yeah, we'll see you all soon. See you on the tabletop, everybody. Say goodnight.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys.
That was fun. That was good.
Killed him.